Hey people. So, Scott again with the Lose Bago and one of Faye's feet. Like, how? Like, I'm waiting to get ninja kicked. Like, that's the kind of crap I deal with, people. All the time. Like, I don't know how. I couldn't sleep like that. Like, I've never known anybody that sleeps like that. Like, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this one. But, oh well. Man. Yeah, I'm playing around with the lights too. Like, that glare from the rope light is really bugging me. And then I had this little light up in the corner, but it kept casting weird shadows, and it was blinding the crap out of me. Just the way I had it. This isn't so bad, but like it really like makes some angles on my forehead. Yeah, yeah, it's not a wrinkle. Although it turns into one. I mean, it's so dented in there that anytime I move my eyebrows at all, it gives me like that little butt cheek effect going on there, like a butt crack right there. And now that I said butt crack, you won't be able to stop thinking about a butt crack right there. Sorry, just screwing with you. So, right there, that's a picture of my old man. In fact, hold on a second. I gotta dodge the foot just to get to it. So, let's see if that's the old man. There he is. Him having a good old time. Now, I don't know why he's wearing that goofy ass hat, but yeah, that's the old man. So, yeah, that's me pappy. go. So anyway, I was talking to my buddy Timmy, and Timmy kept bringing up the old man. So I figure maybe I'll share a little old man stories, a few of them with you. Considering I've got like the campfire light going on over here. Yeah, probably ought to be telling you ghost stories with that lighting effect going on. Oh, and I also trimmed up my mustache a little bit. A little bit. No crap. I'm gonna take care of that too. It's not like I give a crap about freaking gray hairs. But that right there, that's dangerous. Cause like Faye will literally sneak up on my ass. And somehow she will like just reach out like a little pair of friggin' vice grips, grab a hold of that friggin' hair and yank it. Like every time I have a gray or a white friggin' hair that's out of place. Like I don't know how she can just like swoop in and grab one friggin' hair and have such a freaking tight grip on it that she can just yank the friggin' root right out. Like, she's got skill. But because she does crap like that to me, then I walk up behind her and go, baby. And I scare the crap out of her. She does, man. She's yanked out friggin' like she's yanked out every type of hair. Every single type of hair. Like she yanked on my friggin' mustache like a couple weeks ago. Like she got one out of the side. But like my whole lip pulled out. For like a half a second I looked like a catfish. It was like she wanted that hair out, but apparently like my face didn't. Oh yeah, she's gonna go nuts after that thing. I gotta either cut it back or I gotta yank it. Cause she likes to do that crap at like the worst possible moment too. Yeah, screw it. See, I'm having a hard time grabbing the damn thing, and I'm looking at it. How the freak does she do that? Hmm. Got it. But man, she can piss you off sometimes when she does that. Oh, she got one right off of, like, right here. Like, right off of my friggin' Adam's apple one day. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't see her hand coming up. It was just like, Gluck. I was driving and distracted. I'm like looking off to the side, looking at something in the yard that I'm going past. And I'm realizing that, like, I had looked at the road well enough before I took my eyes off. I knew I had a couple of seconds. Man, I'm sitting there like, oh, that's cool. Yank. I couldn't even enjoy taking my little 2 second vacation. No, get 1 second into it, and she's just like already like, yeah. Marriage, sweet marriage. Oh, we do. We get each other. It's a give and take. One thing she loves doing is that old mother routine where she'll lick her finger and start smudging your face and trying to clean you up. And she always does it when we're right in the middle of just about to go into somewhere or something. And we got people around, so I can't just be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck off me!" Somehow she knows the most socially awkward moment to do it. Just so I can't really react. I'm just like, stop. But yeah, getting back to that. Sorry, the old man was a character, an absolute freaking character. Like he had an industrial accident at one point, got his fingers cut off. They had, the guys he was working with grabbed the cooler, took a couple of beers out of the cooler, threw his fingers in there, and the old man was holding on to one of them cold beers, and they just wrapped his hand up with that beer in his hand, and they wrapped it up, took him to the hospital like that, with his fingers in the cooler. They reattached all of them except for the one, his trigger finger, and he would call that thing like Herbie the Love Stump. And he had this old cowboy hat that he took off of a Lone Ranger action figure. One of those the the bigger 11-inch dolls, you know. So he had that freaking cowboy hat and he would just stick it onto his stump. And he had a little face he would draw onto it. And he'd sit there put on little puppet shows and crap. He would have my friends dying around the table with stuff like that. He would also screw with people really hard with stuff like that sometimes too. If he wanted to make you uncomfortable, he'd make you so uncomfortable. Like he'd start flirting with you with his finger, you know, making all kinds of innuendos, blowing you kisses. The man was a little off kilter sometimes. But it was friggin' hilarious. Like, not for the person he was screwing with necessarily, but for everybody else in the room, they were always rolling. But the old man did crap like that just to amuse himself. Like, whether there were people around or not, he was always that way. Like, I came out to the kitchen one morning. I don't know, I was a teenager. I go open the refrigerator to get something out. And I opened the door for a second. I closed it again and I looked at the refrigerator. And my dad used to do these little sketches on everything. And I mean everything. Like, if there was a piece of paper, he was probably drawing on it. Magazines, everything. Like, if you had homework laying around, he was drawing little sketches on it. I'll tell you about that in a moment. So, I'm opening the fridge, and I look at something that he had, like, hung up on there with magnets. And you know that saying, the early bird gets the worm. Well, he had drawn up this whole little sketch with it saying, early worm gets the hook. And it's a worm, all wrapped up on a fishing line. And that kind of stuck with me for a little while. Like, he had an off way of thinking about things and seeing things. But he also, like, when he passed away, me and my brother were going through, like, some of the paperwork. And we were going down through his, like, old arrest records and stuff like that. Which, in and of itself, is impressive enough. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But we're going down through it. There's, like, dozens of Grand Theft Auto. He's got, like, bank fraud, bank robberies. He's got all kinds of crap on that list. But what stuck out was 63 times he got locked up for being a general nuisance. "63 times he just annoyed people to the point where they locked his ass up." Like, the old man was special. And people think I'm a pain in the ass. Like, come on. I don't even know how to get locked up for being a general nuisance. Like, No real descriptions. Nothing like that. Not just general nuisance. All right. The funny thing is, man, we both looked at it and we both chuckled. But we didn't question it because it's like, it makes sense. Knowing him made sense. They were robbing this one place one time. And like they were going through one building to get into another building. And like they had already gotten in. But like they were looking around. They were gathering up what they wanted. And somebody had come in. So like they had scattered and hidden and like mostly snuck back out. And they had closed the one door. But there were two fire doors in between the building. And there's like a 1.5 foot wide gap in between those two big fire doors. So most of everybody got out and closed the one door behind them. There was one guy left in there who tried to get back out, but like the door was shut. So all he could do is shut the other fire door behind him, and he just sat there, stuck in between the two, and just waited for like hours until there was just no more sound. And finally, the guys came back and got him. He was pissed. But it wasn't Dad that was stuck inside there, so, yeah. And what that was about was like, when we moved into our old house, like, my parents were in a hurry to, like, just get a place so we could move right in. They didn't want to wait to have a place, built or, like, have it done a certain way or anything. They just were like, this is a house, it's got walls, it's got a roof. This fits our needs. We'll take it. That house had yellow brick vinyl floors in the kitchen at the landing where you come in and go up one set of stairs. The front door and the bathroom all had the same yellow brick road vinyl floor. Had green shag carpet throughout the house except for the bedrooms that had baby blue shag carpet. This house was hideous. Like, there's no way around it. Like, it was just like early 70s just threw up on it. So, like, they were going in, and the warehouse they were going into was like a carpet mart, and they had vinyl and carpet and all. So, they ended up getting this roll of red, white, and blue friggin' vinyl floor. And I mean, it was huge. It was friggin' huge. I mean, not only did they do our place, but like it did like 4 or 5 other people's places. Like it was just massive and tacky as all get out. It didn't stay long. Not too long after that, they ended up going back and getting another roll of like this like red brick, and they settled on that for years. But back in the day, like they would go to this one donut place, this one Dunkin' Donuts on 13, and they would break in to the back of the building. And one time they stole 140 dozen donuts. They literally filled the whole effing car with friggin' boxes of donuts. It was ridiculous. Another time they were gone out, like real early on, like way before me and my brother came along. Yeah, well, at least a couple years before my brother came along. They had gotten all like, good and drunk out driving around, which wasn't even against the law back then. But they're out friggin' running around, and they stole a whole bunch of friggin' shrubs, and they filled the friggin' front of the car up. They filled the back seat up. They filled up the whole friggin' trunk. And my Uncle Jimmy's in the trunk with one arm sticking out in between like a couple of like bushes, just holding the back of the trunk down. Like they used to get into some crap, man, all the time. Where are we at? 28. Alright, guys. Thanks for like giving me something to do. I already trimmed my mustache. I didn't quite get it very even, but oh well. I took a bunch off. It was getting bad, man. It was like all the way down. It was like starting to cover my bottom lip. So I might trim it a little bit more. Yeah, because this side's still a little too long. But sorry, I'm using the camera as a mirror. Because those little mirrors up on the wall over there, those little hearts, like, they're pretty. They're cute. They're not very functional. Not very good enough to see whether you got something on you or not. But other than that. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Mad shout outs to everybody. We love you guys. I'm probably gonna try to get back to sleep here. So I'll see y'all later. Peace.